My name is Cecilia Bönström. I'm head of design of Zadig Voltaire since 2006. I'm Swedish and I work for a French brand, and I think it's very interesting for me as a Scandinavian designing for a French fashion house, because it shows that it's not important from where you come from. It's just a question about style and a fashion that fits all women everywhere in the world. The DNA of Zadig Voltaire is actually it's a wardrobe for active women around the world. So our keywords are masculine, feminine, chic but nonchalant. That means every design is very pure. I'm really trying to make a collection every season that makes life easier for women. That means women as mothers, as lawyers, or a student, as for a work interview or for a romantic date in a moment. So it's really creating a wardrobe for active, real women around the world. So it's a fashion that are timeless, and they should fit on you from day to night. As I was a model before, and I entered Zadig Voltaire as an assistant in 2003 without any fashion background. But the fact of working for a fashion house that I feel so close to in a very natural way makes things easier. So every season when I start a new collection, I always rebound on who is a Zadig Voltaire woman. That is like, we know who she is. But I always try to find a muse of the season. With that kind of image of a muse or muses, I collect pictures all the time. I see a movie, I look at an art book, I see people in the street. I take pictures all the time, and I create an album on my iPhone. Then I print them out, and I create a beautiful mood board that all my stylists and graphic designs can look at and discuss with me. And then the biggest process is taking 5 weeks only choosing the fabrics. The designs are pure, timeless at Zadig Voltaire, but the fabrics are always very, they have to be soft, they have to be very noble, and so it takes 5 weeks because I think the fabrics are almost even more important than the design itself. And then the designer starts drawing, proposing me shapes. I do some vintage shopping, but I like to rebound on a previous design from a previous collection that has been a bestseller. So it's always, it's never cut from one season to the other. There's a link, because every collection has a timeless aspect. So when you invest in a piece of Zadig Voltaire, you know you can wear it the next season with a new piece. So that is a process, and then when we decide which drawing we want, we launch it. Different factories all around the world. We work with Japan, with Turkey, Italy, Portugal, everywhere in the world. No, so for a fashion house like Zadig Voltaire, it's very important to have a consistency in the fabrics, because that is what gives the stamp of a true fashion house. So I cannot change factory from one season to the other. The fabrics has to be designed and signed Zadig Voltaire, and then starts the fittings, and that takes months, because is the button placket big enough, small enough, the size of the buttons, the lining, every detail, every small detail is very important at home. Whatever we do inside Zadig Voltaire is we need to be authentic and feel it's organic. So when we choose our muses, we need to find a face, a personality that breathes the same values that we want to express. And it's always the same values. It's nonchalant chic, masculine, feminine, a touch of rock and freedom. And that kind of sense of freedom gives the kind of fairness, attitude and silhouette. Because when you're free to be who you are and wear the clothes the way you want, that means that you are rock and roll. And when we choose the models needs to have that energy. So whether it's Freja or Arabian Moda many years ago, they all share that coolness and attitude. And this summer in the stores we had Kate Moss, because I think it's a girl that has proven herself. She's a woman today, and you know, she stands up for her ideas. She always stayed the same. She's very faithful to her own style, and she's a mature woman. And I like to have Kate Moss. Really, in the world today, there's so much creativity, and like you say, there's beautiful things and there are less good things. But it's important to keep that power up in creativity. It's great to have different designers expressing themselves in a different way. For me, as I observe this industry and I'm in it and fashion is my passion, at one point I was a bit disappointed when luxury brands came down to the street and started selling more hoodies than actually creative things. But I guess we have to follow our time and the demands of the customer. But I think the luxury brands should be careful in that sense. I think they should be the pioneers of creativity and surprises every season, more than relying on something secure as a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. I think it's more for us as modern luxury, have more the right, I think, to sell t-shirts because it's part of a wardrobe, like I mentioned earlier. But it's interesting, because it means that the luxury went down to another level and kind of makes the challenge even, you know, we're getting closer. Zadig Voltaire, we call it modern luxury. I would say we are the strongest brand in France that shows what is modern luxury. Modern because we all have a price point that makes us different from luxury, but we're luxury because we're very unique and very precise in our style. And we're a house that has a true history. So that is my vision of the industry today. Then I think the subject of sustainability, be more careful. It's something where luxury and modern luxury and fast fashion should be hands to hand. And it's very interesting to see. We here in Paris have changed a lot of things. Buttons are in polyester recyclé, recyclable polyester. The shopping bags, when you shop something in the store, they are in paper that we can recycle. There's no plastic cups inside the house. There's a lot of things moving forward. And I think my vision on industry today is that we're holding hands together and that we're looking at our future together. That's what I would say about fashion, but I never get influenced. That is the power of working for a house that has a history and a very precise DNA and style, is I don't need to follow trends.